Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to All Talk. I'm Kevin Dietz, bringing you the latest headlines and the stories that everyone is talking about. I got to tell you, my email is blowing up with press releases from the right and from the left. It seems every elected official has a hot take on the Maduro Venezuela mission. Despite these elected officials who are paid by us because they work for us, man, they are making it very, very hard to get through the political talking points in their press releases and get to the facts. If they were really looking out for us, I think they would stop with all the talking points and talk results. In this case, a violent, corrupt dictator who turned his country into a narco state is no longer in power, no longer protected by his army, and no longer untouchable. Nicolas Maduro is gone, removed, captured, and facing criminal charges. And that, full stop, is a good thing. That should not be controversial in the United States of America. Elected officials should not be calling for his release. Maduro didn't just preside over economic failure. He ruined democratic institutions, starved his people, exported instability, and was indicted for drug trafficking. For years, Democrats in this country said exactly that. Republicans in this country said exactly that. The international community said exactly that. We all agreed this guy is bad news. No debate. Everyone agreed. So when I hear outrage now, when I see people suddenly mourning his capture or calling it reckless or illegal or destabilizing, I can't help but notice these talking points are not really about Maduro. It's about the old political flip-flop. I assume they think we're dumb. I don't know, that we cannot remember what they said previously. It's outrageous. Democrats are flip-flopping here big time. They demanded his ouster. They called him a tyrant. They talked openly about delegitimizing his regime. And now because Donald Trump is the one who got him, they're singing a new tune. So, yeah, it's disgusting. The flip-flopping. Democrats who call this an outrage, it's wrong. But, of course, Republicans do this, too. We've seen Republicans rail against executive power, against foreign interventions, against ignoring Congress. At least when a Democratic president is the one doing it. When Trump does it, the Republicans stay quiet, or worse, they start flip-flopping. We've seen outrage magically disappear on both sides the moment party loyalty kicks in. It's selective outrage, and it's wrong. As Americans, there are things we should be able to agree on without hesitation. One of them is removing dangerous criminals who threaten stability, democracy, and human life. That's a legitimate national interest for all of us. Remember, both sides thought that that was a good idea until suddenly they didn't anymore once Trump gave the order. Then there is our military's precision. It was surgical, targeted, disciplined, something to be proud of, not to apologize for. This wasn't carpet bombing. This wasn't occupation. Still not occupation. This wasn't shock and awe. This was a focused operation aimed at a specific individual accused of serious crimes. If you believe in justice, if you believe in accountability, if you believe in the rule of law and that it should apply to everyone, including heads of state, then this outcome aligns with those values. And they should be all of our collective values, no matter who the president is. That doesn't mean there isn't room for debate here. There is. Because every single mission like this must follow the law. It must respect our Constitution. It must account for congressional authority, international norms, and long-term consequences. That's what separates the United States from the very regimes we criticize. And asking those questions does not mean you oppose the mission. It means you respect the system. Questions will be asked in this case, and we'll learn a lot more. We may even get a ruling on the legality of this mission. But hot takes immediately that we broke the law are far too early and too predictable. You get the feeling whatever action President Trump takes, Chuck Schumer is going to come out and call it un-American, unconstitutional. So let's stop pretending that missions themselves are suddenly immoral simply because you don't like who ordered it. That's not principled. That is partisan. If you supported pressure to remove Maduro before, own that now. And if you're changing your position solely to score points, you should be called out. This is bigger than Trump. It's bigger than Democrats. It's bigger than Republicans. It's about whether we can still agree that justice matters, that law matters, that American military precision matters, and that taking dangerous people off the world stage, when done legally and deliberately, is something this country should stand behind together. This event really should be common ground for all of us, with room to ask plenty of questions about why Congress was not notified before it happened.